Chris, what is our fourth main topic today?
This is from Artorias The Abysswalker. I hope the weekend gave you plenty of time to cool off because I might be reigniting some negativity.
Uh-oh.
This may be the first time that I'm disappointed in an MCU announcement. The cast for the Thunderbolts has been announced, and I couldn't help but notice that nearly every character included has the exact same skill set. I love the actors, love the characters, and any other movie with this type of lineup would sound like a dope action movie. But for an MCU Thunderbolts that's taking the place of what would normally be a grand Avenger story, the news feels wildly overwhelming. What are your thoughts on the announcement? Am I overreacting? Thanks and have a beautiful Monday.
All right, man. Thanks a lot for sending that in. And yeah, I have some certain feelings about Disney as a whole right now, and they ain't fucking good. That said, I'm still objective enough that I can look at the Secret Invasion trailer and say that was good. Look at the Mando trailer, say that was good. The only real announcement that came out of D23, Star Wars, the Lucasfilm, and the Marvel panel, the only real legitimate announcement, and really it only ranks as a secondary or third tier announcement, was the cast lineup announcement of Thunderbolts. But I will say this, contrary to popular belief, what seems to be out there, I thought it was a great announcement. The basic announcement of the rundown of who is going to be on this team, I'm actually excited about, and it's actually made me interested in Thunderbolts. Straight up, I have not been interested in the Thunderbolts idea at all. I mean, don't get me, I haven't hated it, but I'm like zero interest. I've been so meh about the whole idea about a Thunderbolts movie. This cast announcement and the character lineup actually makes me intrigued about this, and I'm kind of looking forward to it now. This comes to us from the folks at Marvel itself. Marvel's website wrote the following. David Harbour as Alexei Shostakov. I don't know, I think he's the Guardian, Red Guardian. Anyway, Hannah John-Kamen as Ghost. Love seeing that she's coming back. Julie Louis-Dreyfus as Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, Sebastian Stan as Bucky Barnes, Wyatt Russell as John Walker / U.S. agent, with Florence Pugh reprising her role as Yelena Belova and sending in a video message for the audience. While talking about reprising her role as Val, Julie Louis-Dreyfus joked that Feige had her hooked the second he said the word Countessa. Say less! Harbour was excited to put on Red Guardian suit again too, and he's thrilled to be teaming back with his on-screen daughter, his beloved Yelena. Russell, meanwhile, joked that he's the most boring Avenger among the group. As for Bucky, Stan can't help but wonder aloud if the Winter Soldier might actually be the most stable of his new teammates. Only time will tell. All right, let me say that here's the basic reason why I'm actually very, very pro this whole announcement. Sebastian Stan as Winter Soldier. Listen, I didn't love Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the series. It was all right. I didn't love it. But Sebastian Stan as Bucky is great. And I liked him in that show. And we know he's not really going to play a role that much, if at all, in Captain America New World Order. So to hear that he's still being used in a way like this is great. And I think he's going to be a fantastic addition to the team. Again, seeing Ghost come back is wonderful. I love that they're going back to her. For me, though, the crown jewel on this announcement is David Harbour's Red Guardian, because I was not a big fan of the Black Widow movie, but David Harbour as Red Guardian was awesome in that movie. And I have been pleading to the movie gods that we get to see him come back and play this role again because he was so good in it. And again, like I said, I had zero interest in this before this announcement. I am now interested in the Thunderbolts. I'm now interested in this movie. I'm actually looking forward to see it. Now, let me address the elephant in the room. I've seen a lot of complaining online of the lineup saying, well, it's just all guys with the same power set. I mean, Bucky's a super soldier. Alexei's a super soldier. U.S. agent is a super soldier. I mean, even to some degree, Taskmaster is kind of a super soldier in a way. That's boring. Here's what I would say to that. I think that's nonsense. And here's why I think it's nonsense. Power sets do not make characters interesting. Listen to me here. Power sets do not make characters interesting. character makes characters interesting. And when I look at Sebastian Stan's Bucky Barnes, that's a really cool character. It's not that, well, what makes his character good isn't it? He's got a vibranium arm. That's a great character. No. I mean, but it's the character of Bucky Barnes. The reason I loved Alexei in Black Widow had nothing to do whether he had super strength or whatever. That had nothing to do with why I love the character. It's because his character is great and engaging and wonderful. The reason I'm excited that we're going to see U.S. Agent come back here, this Walmart Captain America, as we refer to him as, is because by the end of that whole story, he was a fascinating character. A guy who really did want to do right. He wanted to live up to the mantle of Captain America, but he had some absolute character defects and flaws that taking the super soldier serum really played into that. And then he realizes it getting near the end and he tries to make amends the best. I mean, that's an interesting character. And yeah, we can go on and on about, well, they all have super soldier power. Sure. But Bucky, Alexei, and U.S. Agent, they are radically different characters. And again, the powers don't make characters interesting. Character makes characters interesting. And that's why I look at this and I'm like, yeah, now I am in. I am now in. And one last little thing I want to point out. One last little thing. So the Marvel webpage, and Jonathan, if you can bring up that quote again just for a second. The Marvel webpage, which was the actual place that was that gave this quote. This is from the Marvel's official page, okay? Here's something interesting. A lot of people have mentioned that, wow, no Abomination, which I'm okay with because Abomination is kind of OP for this group. I mean, literally, Abomination could just walk in and wipe out the entire Thunderbolts team. So, I mean, I'm okay that he's not there. I also would have been okay if he was there. Mm-hmm. But the other person that a lot of people brought up is no Zemo. A lot of people assumed there would be Zemo. Okay. Here's the thing. When you look at the actual Marvel page, right? The URL of the Marvel page, this is like putting on tinfoil hat and looking for little clues. The actual URL for it is marvel.com /articles/movies D23-2022-Thunderbolts-Zemo Yelena. That is the actual pre-made, pre-prepared URL.
They're gonna fall in love.
This story came up on, and Zemo's name is actually right in the URL. So again, I don't want to do the whole, let's file the heading meeting and everything, because I know that's totally how I'm coming across. But that leads me to believe that Zemo is going to be a part of this. I mean, again, I got no verification of that. That's just me being sneaky. Hey guys, we want to thank one of the sponsors of today's video, HelloFresh. With HelloFresh, you get farm-fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep and completely ready to prepare. Skip trips to the grocery store and count on HelloFresh to make home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. And that's why it's America's #1 meal kit. And guys, I know we are always looking for ways to save some money. In fact, HelloFresh is 25% less expensive than takeout, and it's even more cheaper than going to the grocery store too. And HelloFresh isn't just for dinners. Shop HelloFresh Market for quick breakfasts, wholesome snacks, and even desserts. You'll find everything you need to satisfy your cravings without stepping a foot in the grocery store or mini-mart. Listen, you know, I've told you guys before, Ann and I are both working professionals, so finding time to eat healthy and eat together is often challenging. But I'm telling you, these HelloFresh meal kits have made it easy to eat a lot healthier, it's less expensive for us, and we have a blast. And there's nothing like feeling like a chef when you put the final product on the plate. So right now, go to HelloFresh.com/Campea16 and use the promo code Campea16 for 16 free meals across 7 boxes and 3 free gifts. That's HelloFresh.com/Campea16 and use the promo code Campea16. Anyway, Chris, the Thunderbolts announcement came out. I had zero interest in this. I am interested in it now. What did you think about the lineup?
Oh man, David Harbour got me on board for this. I'm so hyped because his Red Guardian's so great, and I really, really want them to play up all of his Captain America BS with Bucky. I just want him to be telling stories and have Bucky just staring at him like, you lying piece of shit. I think that rivalry is going to be so fun. His dynamic with Yelena, too, is so, so great. I'm really, really pumped. And obviously, you can't go wrong with Julia Louis-Dreyfus. She is perfection.
Yeah.
She is so great. She's won so many Emmys. She's an incredible, incredible performer. I am interested to see how Wyatt here, how our U.S. agent plays into this, because he's got a lot of pent-up aggression.
And
He's got-
baggage.
yeah, a lot of demons. And are these other people going to trust him? Is he constantly going to prove himself? Is he going to think that he's better than these Russian spies and sorts? Because he has his own Americana ideology built into him in such a way that I think is going to be really, really interesting here. I'm excited to see how it plays out.
Rob, what did you think about the lineup, and what part of it, if anything, stood out to you the most?
Well, first of all, to address what our viewers said about the same kind of powers. I mean, look, I've grown up watching movies about Marines. You know, Saving Private Ryan, you're watching a group of basically people that have the skill set of the U.S. Army. And you, like you said, John, the characters of a team are what make it fun. The interaction, the different kinds of people they are, but they all have to achieve a single goal. I love that kind of thing. And look
love
at
that cast
look,
picture.
Look at these
that,
folks.
look at that cast picture.
Look at
You're
these beauties.
Come on, you want to see that movie. I love the fact that all of these characters, there's going to be tension between all of them. And yet they have to accomplish a goal, and it's not going to be so over the top like Suicide Squad. I mean, I am hoping this will be much more like, I mean, look at the Space Marines and Aliens. We don't see them for very long, but they're all different kinds of people.
Right, but they all had the same superpowers. None.
None,
Right?
zero.
The A-Team.
Yeah.
Hannibal, Face, Murder, they all had the same superpowers. None, but they were great characters.
Great characters, and you love them. And I think when you get these, the question that I have is obviously, I hope they're not fighting somebody like Thanos, because they're not. It's going to be a much more down-to-earth threat, whatever that threat is. I mean, down-to-earth meaning probably not cosmic. Something on Earth, something big, some kind of, if they have to go assault some
Maybe it
mountain
is
fortress.
Zemo. Maybe Zemo's the
Yeah, I mean, but I could
antagonist
see
here.
Zemo is the general that's their on site statistician or whatever, the guy calling the shots. Because I love Zemo. Zemo should absolutely be a part of this team, and I could see that happening. But for me, this is exciting because it's yet Marvel is leaning in to those movies I loved of the '60s, like whether it's Where Eagles Dare, whether it's Dirty Dozen, like I said, Great Escape. It's got that feel to it. I love those kinds of movies, and I look at this team, and I'm like, I'm already entertained by this lineup, knowing how they're going to deal with one another.
The only one I would say, looking at this image, that I would have been okay if they had just submitted was Taskmaster. Because like coming out of Black Widow, where I was saying Alexei was my absolute number one favorite part of it. The two villains, Taskmaster being one of them, were the absolute weakest parts.
Right, but they're going to develop. They're going.
Oh, no,
they're
they
gonna,
absolutely
Yeah.
will.
They're gonna flip the
absolutely going to do
script.
something here. But I'm saying the addition of Taskmaster here doesn't do anything to get me excited. Whereas all the rest of them, Ghost, Yelena, Julie Louis-Dreyfus, U.S. Agent, Bucky, I mean, all of them this to me looks like this is Marvel's answer, I think, to the Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, without having to be like, everyone's got a chip in their head, so there's this element to it. To go back to what you're saying about characters, though, John, I think Taskmaster for you is going to be able to have like a really fun storyline if it's all about developing her agency,
Right.
Getting to actually make choices. Is she part of this team because she chose to be, or is it a manipulation? Is it a carrying on of what her father did to her? I think that could end up being really, really compelling here.
All right, guys, question is for you. What do you think about the lineup for the Thunderbolts? To me, it was actually the most significant and probably the best and maybe only news that came out of D23. I was not interested in this movie. I am now interested in this movie. What did you guys think about it? Maybe you loved it like us. Maybe like our viewer who wrote in, it really was underwhelming for you. Whatever you guys think, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.